Oh, sorry. Hi there. I was doing my best Elon Musk impersonation based on his recent acquisition of Twitter. My apologies. Welcome in to another beer review with yours truly, Nutmeg 2 Palmetto. Coming to you as always from my Midland studio down in South Carolina. Today, in this episode, this installment of my little video YouTube adventures, I have a beer with a very interesting story. So, as you all know, I always tease the podcast I'm a part of, the Up to Date Beer Boys, at the end of each one of these reviews. And one of our recent episodes, one of my co-hosts and I, Wayne, we went down to the Georgia Craft Brewers Guild Festival, and we met up with a ton of breweries, talked to them all. You can go find it on all our platforms where the podcast lives. And when we went to Firemaker, they were very nice, very open, told us all their whole story, all these little inside information, and including the fact that you may have heard of a very rare and exclusive hop that's been making its way around certain breweries in the country, the Phantasm hop. And I was thinking, and when I first saw it, it was on a Pennsylvania beer. I'm thinking, I immediately reached out to all my beer influencers up in that neck of the woods. And I'm like, you gotta get, where's this beer? Can you give me this beer, right? And sure enough, it just so happened to be there because I won a giveaway for tickets to the festival from Katie. Follow her on Instagram at Drinking Outside the Box. And we went there, we talked to those people, we talked to Firemaker, and they wound up giving us tickets to get a free, well, they were tickets that were intended to be a free pour, but they were so welcoming to us and being on our show that they actually signed them over to be a free 6-pack. So Wayne wound up getting a 6-pack, and I wound up getting a crowler because one of the bartenders sung up this black IPA they just did, which is one of my favorite styles of all time, and he said they just did one, it was amazing. So I went and got a crowler, and sure enough, I did review that. You can find it on my Instagram channel, and it lived up to all the billing that John, the lead bartender, was selling it. So anyway, this is one of the offerings from Wayne's 6-pack. He gave me a couple one. I already did a review for this for my Instagram and TikTok channels, but I got one left, so that's for you fine folks on YouTube. It is called Hazed and Blazed, a hazy IPA, of course, Firemaker Brewing Company, as we've been discussing, down in Atlanta. Firemaker's phrase, of course, is create a spark. It's written around the top of the can. He's like a little bit of a closer look at the can. It's got all these hops and smoke insignias, that sort of thing. At the back, notes and aromas of juicy citrus candy. And they give these little measurement charts on the back, which I know not every place does it. In fact, very few breweries do this, but some breweries, they give like this little range of color, body, bite. So they rate this as a little above lighter in color, the body about 3/4 full over thin, and then the bite a little less than halfway between smooth and strong. Little description they write on the back. Of course, Georgia born, put the state border of Georgia on there. And then a little description. Firemaker Brewing Company, not to be blunt, but you won't want to pass on this double dry hopped hazy IPA. Get ready for a huge juicy hit of Mosaic, Lemondrop, and Dorado hops that would leave even a dragon blazed. Trust us, your buds will thank you. # create a spark. And most people that know me, following this channel, following my social media ventures, Dorado is one of my favorite hops. Outside of this Phantasm hop, which is incredible, Dorado really is my favorite hop. So without further ado, I've certainly talked long enough over this intro. Let's crack open this last Hazed and Blaze and see what it's like. Alright, well, let's judge how they rank it. I mean, obviously you can't totally tell the body and the bite until I take a sip, but the color, it's got that, quarter mark on there. You look at it, It's actually a lot more hazier in person. If you had it sitting here right in front of you, I know the video with the lighting, it may look a little dark, may look more like a West Coast, but it's actually very hazy, very orange. Obviously, not seeing anything through it. Of course, I can see my shadow because of my light, but it's a very, very rich, very bright, very orange. Doesn't have that West Coast dark color to it. Hold up a little closer, you can see it's pretty bright. Let's get the nose. So juicy, so juicy. You're not getting any hops. Doesn't have any kind of that bitter bite to the aroma. It's just juice, almost like a mango tropical type of aroma. So without further ado, I'm a little sad because I don't have any more of these without running down, making a 4-hour run to Atlanta, but I will nonetheless enjoy this and share it with you fine folks. Tastes a little slightly different than the last time. First time. Still nonetheless tasty though. So let me tell you about this beer. You got a lot of juice up front. It's got a little bit of bite right on the top tongue on your first sip. It's kind of like that harsh hop bitterness, not so much the juice bitterness, but very kind of a harsh hoppy bitterness bite to it. That like kind of hits you right up front, gets you ready for what it's gonna be like, and then it mellows out a little bit. You kind of get a little bit of that lasting through your palate, but for the most part, it stays light, it stays soft. It's pretty mild. It's not a beer that's going to offend a lot of palates. In general, it's a very juicy beer. It's a quality beer. Firemaker makes a ton of good stuff. They're a great little place. Everybody there that we met and talked to was super friendly. Definitely not the last time I will be traversing my way through their front doors. They're not very far from downtown either. It probably took us less than 10 minutes to get from Atlantic Station to their brewery. Anywho, if you want more from me, as always, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you know exactly when my videos go live, right to your phone, tablet, mobile device, even your computer, wherever you watch these silly little YouTube videos. If you got a beer that you want to recommend to me, or maybe even send me a beer, email me, nutmeg2palmetto@gmail.com. If you want all the rest of my nonsense, go ahead and follow me on my social media channels at nutmeg2palmetto on TikTok and Instagram. And if social media is not your thing, but you really like craft beer and you love to hear about small businesses and entrepreneurships, people really doing the real American thing and chasing their dream and that sort of thing, woo! Go ahead and download the Upstate Beer Boys podcast. Wayne, Steven, and I run all over the state of South Carolina. We're talking to breweries and tap rooms. We're getting their stories out there, finding out how they got started, what makes them tick, and of course, dig into their greater love of craft beer and whether they're a brewery and that's their craft, or they're a tap room and it's just a general love, or they kind of do something in between a little bit. It's great. It's a great time. A lot of fun stories. A lot of cool people, personalities. You'll have a grand old time listening to our shenanigans and such. And we even sometimes have our fellow beer influencers on to talk about random things at that nature as well. In any event, have a good rest of your day, folks, and evening, wherever you may be across this great land and great planet. Cheers to Firemaker. This is very good, and I will see you soon, I'm sure.